that it is a mode of thinking first and political ideology second.
Oh my goodness, stop what you're doing and watch this history teacher's entire video. Teachers like him are a reminder why teaching is such a difficult skill and it's actually hard to do well. And that's why education and teachers, especially education towards liberation, is under attack right now. By the way, this teacher's name is John Struck. You should follow him. He's going to be doing an entire series on fascism. And one of the things he does incredibly well in this video is explains how fascism is a mode of thinking first and a political ideology second. And we often forget this as Mango Mussolini and apartheid Clyde continue to wreak havoc and cause chaos. And as someone who personally has a background as a teacher, as an artist, as an organizer, I also have an MFA degree in poetry. We often forget this when we are trying to fight back against fascism, and it actually makes it that much more difficult for us to be effective. So how does this mode of thinking work? Well, John Struck explains that it's all about having this rigid worldview that's very black and white. It's rooted in binary-like thinking. And fascists are also allergic to abstract thought. This mode of thinking is all about devolving people's personal and communal worldview into one that is completely devoid of nuance and really, really difficult to imagine anything better could be possible. And the icing on the cake of this video, especially for me as an artist, was that John Struck uses the example of how fascists relate to art. And he talks about Mustache Man during World War II and how Mustache Man was destroying a lot of modern art, abstract art, and he was very, very upset about jazz music because it threatened the worldview and the cultural hierarchy and hegemony that he was trying to push. This got me thinking about the artistic process and the political process of organizing and the parallels that I see between the two. Because a lot of the time we think of art as a product, the end result, when in actuality, the process of creating art is extremely important. And I also see that there's similarities with the process of organizing and politicizing people towards leftist liberatory ideologies, in that it's not always about the win, although we should always organize to win. But at this time, during this political climate, wins might be harder to come by, and we have to be able to organize for the long haul. So what we need to be doing is also be prepping and preparing people for having curiosity, for imagining, for believing that something else is possible, and for unlearning a lot of the very archaic and very harmful mindsets that they have been conditioned to believe. Snap. Now I'm thinking about Black cultural art forms like jazz and hip hop music and how they're rooted in improvisation and emergent complexity and are often responses to historical moments in which Black people were experiencing a lot of fascism.